muscle. Wow. Hey y'all, it has been so long since I filmed in this position. I couldn't remember how I used to set my camera up to like get the angles right. I hope this looks okay. I can't really tell if I'm in frame. I think I am. Anyway, I am so excited. I have such an exciting announcement to make. 3 of my friends and I, all from BookTube, are hosting a thriller themed readathon at the end of April, and we're calling it Thrills and Chills Readathon, or Thrills and Chills-a-thon. It's one of those two. It's a 10-day readathon. It's ranging from April 19th to April 28th, and we're gonna give you 8 different prompts where you can pick different books and read books for those prompts throughout those 10 days. You can double up on prompts if you want to. We also have a fun little bingo board where, you know, there's a free space on the board. So potentially you could get a whole bingo from reading one book as long as like it lines up with a free space, and then the 2 different prompts on either side of the free space match that one book. Does that make sense? This is gonna be totally relaxed, not strict at all. There's no like signing up involved at all. We're just going to have a fun Discord. I will put all of the information in the description of this video because I'm probably gonna try to get through everything pretty quickly. The other hosts of this readathon are NICOLEE from Bon Bon Reads, Sarah from Sarah's Shelves, and Savannah from Riveting Reads. Go check out all of their channels. They're so cool. Go watch their announcement videos. Go watch their other videos. They're some of my best friends on BookTube, and I'm so excited to be doing this with them. We are having so much fun planning. I'm not a big planner, but they're making it so fun. Love them. So I'm planning to break the video down like this. I want to go through each of the 8 reading prompts for the readathon, and then while I'm telling you about the prompt, I want to give you some like book recommendations for those prompts, or even if I didn't love the books, just some thriller books that would fit those prompts, so that like you're not watching this and think, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to read. I'm gonna help you out a little bit. And then at the very end of the video, I'm going to talk about my proposed TBR. This is not set in stone at all. I'm such a mood reader, and like just because these books sound good to me today doesn't mean they're gonna sound like great to me a month from now. So we'll see. If nothing else, it can just give you some more ideas of like books you might want to read for these prompts. Let's go ahead and get started because I've started to ramble. The very first prompt is called Deserted, and this is read a thriller with an isolated setting. An isolated setting is just top tier for me. It does not get better than that. I really think it's because most isolated settings have that whodunit feature, and I just think that's so compelling in a plot. Most books that I've read like this are super page turning. Some recommendations I have for you. Of course, my #1 isolated setting book recommendation is No Exit by Taylor Adams, but I also want to recommend An Unwanted Guest by Sherry LaPena. We could do In a Dark Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Those are all kind of like snowy though, so if you want to get away from the snow, you could do like The Guest List by Lucy Foley, or you could do 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. That one's a little long. That one might be too long for a readathon, but yeah, all of those are great isolated setting book recommendations if you're kind of stumped and don't know where to start. Prompt number 2 is called Backstabber, and for this one, you're gonna have to read a thriller featuring a relationship of some sort gone wrong. So it can be a typical relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a family relationship, anything like that. Some type of relationship is like not going well, and maybe it turns deadly, maybe it turns dangerous. Anything that I recommend here, like it's not going to be a spoiler that something goes wrong. Like what I'm talking about is something where it's a main point in the plot that there's something not going right between 2 different people. Okay, I think that My Sister the Serial Killer dives into some really like complicated family relationships, as well as The Last Mrs. Parrish and Behind Closed Doors. Those take a deeper look into different types of relationships as well that probably go wrong, right? I feel like you could pick just about any domestic thriller. It would probably fit this prompt. The next prompt is called Guilty, and it is to read from your favorite thriller subgenre. So I guess the thought behind this was kind of like a guilty pleasure. So I'm not gonna give you any book recommendations for this, but I can throw out a few subgenres just in case you're stumped. Like for instance, mine is an isolated setting. So I'll get into what like my actual TBR is gonna be because I'm not gonna like double up on isolated setting, but I think that's a good subgenre. You could do, like I just said, like a domestic thriller. Maybe you like romantic thrillers. Maybe you like paranormal or like horror books that also fit into that thriller genre. You can do whatever you want. The next prompt is called Gaslight, and this is to read a thriller that probably features an unreliable narrator. Now, when I say unreliable narrator, I don't mean that like I'm gonna give you any recommendations that spoil a twist of a book. The recommendations I'm going to give you are like someone who either has suffered memory loss, or like maybe we know going in that this main character doesn't trust themselves. Something like that, where it is the main point of the book that like we don't know whether or not to believe the narrator. I'm not trying to like give away any twists here. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into it. The top 3 that always come to mind for me are The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, and The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn, which that one is a controversial recommendation. He's a controversial author, and I really don't know too much about it at the moment, but I've seen some people avoiding his work, so like maybe don't take me up on that recommendation, but I did really love that book when I read it a few years ago. There's also A Stranger in the House by Sherry LaPena, which I didn't absolutely love, but the main character suffers from memory loss. Maybe that's your thing. You might enjoy it. The next prompt is Nailbiter, and we want you to read a 5-star thriller prediction. Again, I don't have any recommendations for you, just a thriller that you've been eyeing, that you think you're gonna love, but you've been putting it off for whatever reason, or maybe it's like a brand new release that you've highly anticipated. We want you to go for it with that prompt. The next prompt is called Get Out, so we want you to read a thriller where someone is either literally on the run from something, or maybe they're trying to run away from something in their past. This is a super common trope in thriller books, so we don't think it's gonna be too difficult to find something like this. I feel like any book by Gillian Flynn fits this, like either the literally running away or like something dark happening in a character's past that they're trying to like forget or move on from. I think that that works very well for this prompt. I also really highly want to recommend the Stillhouse Lake series. This is something where a family is literally on the run, and they're on the run in each book. So if you've already started the series and want to continue, this would be a great opportunity to do that. And if you have not tried picking them up yet, I really, really love these books. I know that Savannah from Riveting Reads also highly recommends these, so yeah, maybe take us up on one of those recommendations. Because speaking of that, the next prompt is called Under the Influence, and this is where we want you to take an influencer recommendation. So you can take any of the book recommendations I have given in this video, or any of the other hosts have given in their announcement videos, or maybe you have a favorite content creator on BookTube, like a big booktuber, small booktuber, whatever, where you want to take them up on one of their thriller recommendations. Go for it. That is what this prompt is all about. And the very last prompt for this read-a-thon is called Split, and for this one we want you to read a thriller book with multiple perspectives. Of course, I've got to highly recommend The One by John Mars. I also recommend The Passengers by John Mars. I've not finished that one yet, but it also has multiple perspectives. Lisa Jewell does this all the time. So the last Lisa Jewell book I read was called Invisible Girl. Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell has multiple perspectives. The sun has gone down since I started filming this video, and now I can get the lighting right, and I just look like a small Victorian ghost child. I don't know, I'm just gonna roll with it. Oh my gosh, it just got so bad. Did I make it worse? My hair looks so dark too. What is happening? Okay, this is gonna have to work. All right, let's get into my TBR now, because I'm really excited to talk about it. Again, I don't know if this is gonna stay the same over the course of the read-a-thon, but this is kind of what I have planned. So for the deserted prompt, which is to read a thriller with an isolated setting, I really want to read The Sanatorium, even though it has gotten like not great reviews from what I've seen. I think it takes place in the snowy Swiss Alps, and I know it's a 2021 release. It was actually a Reese Book Club pick a few months ago, and I just don't think it went over that well, but I bought it. I have got the book over there, but I don't have the dust jacket with me, so there's no point just holding up the black book, especially because I really like this cover. I'm excited to read it. It's kind of long for a read-a-thon, so I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze it in, but it's the only thing that really jumped out at me from my shelves that fits this prompt. For the Backstabber prompt about a relationship gone wrong, I think I'm gonna do a book featuring friendship. I'm gonna try The French Girl by Lexi Elliott, because I just got an e-arc for this author's newest book that's coming out later this year, and I started the e-arc and really am enjoying it. I kind of want to read it a little bit closer to its actual publication date. So I did find this one at Walmart like last year sometime. But from what I remember, it's about this group of friends who, when they were younger, they went on vacation in France and they met this French girl, and then she ends up dying while they're there, or maybe she goes missing, something like that. And then now in the present day, when they're a little bit older, the case is reopened, and so like there's something suspicious about like this friend group. And I don't know, I feel like it fits the prompt, but I feel like this is a good example of, yeah, this could also fit the prompt of people running away from something in their past, or maybe there's an unreliable narrator. You know, once I started, if I see something like that, then I might try to double up on some prompts here, because this one is pretty short. I feel like it's the perfect readathon book. Moving on to the guilty prompt about reading a book from your favorite thriller subgenre. Like I said, isolated setting is my favorite thriller subgenre, but I don't want to like do two of those in one readathon. So my second favorite subgenre is suburban paranoia, which is like very specific, but also not. It's kind of like, it would be a domestic thriller, but we're not necessarily following like a husband and a wife. It's kind of more like broad, like it's like neighborhood drama. That's what I really like. Like maybe something's going on in a neighborhood and no one can figure out what's going on. So for that, I want to read Someone We Know by Sherry LaPena. Jess from Books Past Bedtime sent this to me. Thank you, Jess. I'm really excited to read it. This author is kind of a hit or a miss for me. I think it's something to do with the writing style. I think that her plots are always very well thought out and well developed, but just something about the writing style lacks like a little bit of sophistication I usually like. But this lady always comes through with these short chapters that are so easy to flip through, so I definitely know that I'll be able to get to this one if I decide to pick it up. For the Gaslight prompt about reading a book with an unreliable narrator, I'm going out on a limb and reading Pines. Get it? A limb? I did not plan that. Anyway, I'm going out on a limb with it because all I know is that this main character suffers memory loss. Like he wakes up, he's some type of agent, and he wakes up in this town, doesn't know where he is, and everything is weird that's going on around him. So like, because he has memory loss, I feel like that potentially could make him unreliable. I do not know. I will probably look into more of that like leading up to the readathon before I start it, but it's been on my TBR for so long. I really wanted an excuse to sneak it in here, so here you have it. For the nail biter prompt, which is to read a 5-star prediction, I really want to read Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, because this is probably the only true 5-star prediction that I have, that I own on my shelves. But I am planning on reading this for a different video that also is coming out in April, so I don't know if timing wise that it's gonna work. So if I end up reading this before then I think I'm finally gonna read Dreams of Falling by Karen White. I want to do like a collage of all of the different videos where I've held this book up in TBR videos. I obviously really want to read it, and I just have not yet, but it really is a true 5-star prediction for me, because my mom loved this book so much, and usually we like the same things when we read the same things, we just don't read the same things often. This is about a young woman who has left her hometown, never wants to return, but then her mom goes missing, so she does have to return to her hometown, and I just love that setup in a book. So it sounds perfect. It sounds like a 5-star prediction. Again, it's a little on the long side, but you know, with thrillers, most of the time I can fly through them, so we'll see. I don't know. This next one is actually probably the book I am most excited to read, and I might even read it before this readathon. We'll see if I can hold off that long. It's for the Get Out prompt, which is like running away from something or running away from something in your past. I want to read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, because it's the only Riley Sager book that I've yet to read, and he is one of my favorite authors. He's probably my favorite thriller author, if I'm being honest. This is a book about a woman who used to work at this summer camp, and while she worked there, 3 little girls went missing, and now in the present day, she is asked if she wants to go back. They're reopening the camp, and she's gonna go like teach art there. So like, since something dark like that happened in her past, I guess she's trying to forget it. I think it kind of fits the prompt, even though she's kind of running to the danger and not away from the danger. I don't know. I feel like it fits, so I'm gonna make it work. For the Under the Influence prompt, I'm not sure what I want to read yet. I might watch the other ladies' videos to see if anything jumps out at me. For now, I really want to say that I might read The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, because I feel like this gets recommended to me all the time. I've been staring at it for so long. I really want to read it. I don't feel like there's a prompt that like one of the other ladies is going to like bring it up in this video specifically, but I might ask them if any of them want to recommend this book to me so I can read it this time around. And lastly, for the split prompt about reading a book with multiple perspectives or points of view, I want to read The Wolf Wants In by Laura McHugh, because it sounds so good. It is so short. It's only like 250 pages long. It follows two different women in a small town that is being ravaged by the opioid crisis. There are some different like murder mysteries going on. There's some family drama going on, and I can't wait to get to it. I will definitely read this one. This one also is a 5-star prediction, so I might like triple up on some prompts with this book. But yeah, those are my options for the read-a-thon. Before you go, I want to again hit on the fact that we do have a Discord for this read-a-thon. We're going to have the bingo card there and also all of the prompt information. Just anything you would need to know about this read-a-thon will be in that Discord. And if you didn't know, Discord is a little app that you can download on your phone, and it's basically where you can like chat with a group of people. The last thing I want to mention before I let you go is that we're going to host 2 different reading sprints for this read-a-thon. The first one's going to be on the opening date of April 19th, and that is going to be over on SAVANNAH's channel. And then we're also going to have like closing reading sprints on NICOLEE's channel on April 28th. Both of those are going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're new to BookTube and you're not sure what a reading sprint is, it is basically where we all are on a live stream. You can tune in and we'll chat a little bit, and then we'll set a timer, read for like 30 minutes, and then the timer goes off, we chat again, then we read again. And they're so much fun. They're so like, it's such a good way for us to get to talk to you guys in real time, hang out with our friends, have some fun, read some books. It's just great. I am so thrilled, literally thrilled to be co-hosting this. I'm so excited to see what you guys want to read. If you want to make your own TBR for this, make sure you use the hashtag Thrills and Chills-a-thon. I think that's what we decided to go with. We could, again, it'll be in the description, but you can do like Thrills and Chills-a-thon or Thrills and Chills Readathon. Put that hashtag in your description, or let us know like in the comments of our announcement videos, and we can't wait to watch them. Let me know what you want to read. Like if you have any recommendations based on what you've heard from the prompts, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.